Hello and welcome to episode 1 of Bedtime on the Fly, the weekly improvised podcast where I, Lake, and
Me, Rebecca.
make up cute and crazy bedtime stories from your suggestions with no prior prompting. It's like a madlibs for sleepy time.
This is going to be interesting.
Do you want to tell the audience where this idea came from?
This was just something my dad did when we were little. He ran out of stories to tell, and the same old ones got boring, so this is how he came up with new ones.
And what would he do?
We'd each pick a character, a place, things that went into the story, and then he would try to make up a story about them.
So that's what we're going to do. We've taken suggestions from you guys, an unrelated person, an unrelated thing, and an unrelated place, and we're going to try to make the best bedtime story we can out of them. So, I'm going to start Rebeccah off with a suggestion from my brother, Forrest J. Wharton. The person is Jafar from the Aladdin movies.
Okay.
The place is a gas station, and the thing is a big old pot of spaghetti. You ready?
Okay, Forrest. Alright then. And you knew what this was going for?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so there's this gas station in the middle of the desert. And it's an Italian desert. So up pulls this. Oh gosh, this is gonna be so messed up. Okay, so Jafar's rolling along in this beater car he's got. He's got his parrot with him. He's rolling along the back roads of the Italian desert, and he comes across this gas station. He's almost on empty, and so he stops at the gas station. They have nothing to eat but boiled peanuts and this old spaghetti. It's nasty looking. It's got fur growing on it. So he gets him a plate, and he eats it while he's pumping his gas. Then all of a sudden, his stomach starts rumbling. So he runs around the side of the building, and the gas station bathrooms are locked. It says, ask attendant for the key. So he runs back around inside, trying to hold it all in, and goes up to the counter and asks for the key. There's no one at the counter. He looks around. There's no one there. There's no gas station. There's nothing. It was all a desert mirage. But the big question, what did he eat? He looks around. His parrot's gone. He ate his parrot. And also, there was no car. It was a camel. Jafar has lost his mind. You're welcome. The end. Oh no, that was terrible.
Well, now it's my turn. What do you have for me, and who is it from? We definitely want to give shout-outs to the people who give the suggestions to us.
Well, since mine was strange, thanks, Boris, we're going to go with one from Gary. Gary Schmidt, Lake's friend. I guess my friend, too. We've got Alex Jones, Area 51, and a Bush Senior autobiography. You have the floor, Lake. Or the mic, or whatever this is.
Once upon a time in an undisclosed location, Alex Jones was thumbing through his latest book that he had ordered by accident, because Alex Jones doesn't know what he's doing half the time, and he just goes on Amazon and then clicks things until it says, roughly $35, whatever it pays for the free shipping. And what he got in his load of junk this time was a Bush Senior autobiography, where he never actually apologized for plunging us into Desert Storm for literally no reason. Well, anyway, he was thumbing through this on a dark, spooky night. And then he looked at the ceiling, and the ceiling started to rumble and shake and then divide. Overhead, a space shuttle, and down descended, like a vending machine, a claw. Alex Jones had seen Toy Story a few too many times, and he says, the claw, the claw, the one that will save us all. It chooses who stays and who goes. Well, lucky for him, it did its job, and it grabbed him, and it sucked him up. When he got to the top, he realized these weren't aliens at all. It was Bush Sr.'s ghost. Bush Sr. said, I knew you was reading my autobiography, so I grabbed you. You're going to be president someday, so there's something you need to know. Alex Jones was blown away by this. What do you mean I'm going to be president someday? Hold on there a second, Sonny. We first have to take you to the location. Location? What location could that be? Area 51. Oh my God, Alex Jones says. And the space shuttle shoots off into the the Nevada desert. They fly over Las Vegas. They fly past the little alien. And there it drops down, just 1 mile from Area 51 itself. Bush Sr. gets out. He literally gets out of the UFO by, like, warping through it, because he is, after all, a ghost. And he says to Alex Jones, you're about to find out what's really here. You just have to follow me down this old army tunnel. So they went down the old army tunnel. And the lights were on for a while. But then everything got black and the lights turned off and Alex Jones couldn't see what he was doing anymore. He's like, they're turning the lights off! Ah! So he wandered down the tunnel for a little while longer. By the way, Izzy is looking adorable listening to this story with us. Izzy Bell is here. She's waving at me and smiling and everything. He walks down the tunnel a little longer, and he starts to feel something at his feet. Something cold and wet. The tunnel is filling up with something. Chemtrails! I knew about those chemtrails! Alex Jones screams and mutters, and he tries to swim away. But the ghost of Bush Sr. had sealed his fate. This was going to be the end of this story. Alex Jones knew it for sure. But he had one trick up his sleeve. He pulled out his tinfoil hat, and he stuck it over his mouth to use it as some kind of breathing apparatus. And he just kept on swimming. He was too far back. He was hoping that if he pressed forward, there would be enough time, or there would be enough oxygen left for him to push through. And you know what? He did push through. There was a hole in the ground, and he went up through it and pulled himself up, which is a very hard thing to do, because Alex Jones is incredibly out of shape. Even though he looks like a roid rager, he pulls himself up, and he looks around, and he has finally discovered what is at Area 51. It's where every copy of Song of the South by Disney had been loaded off, because that certainly wasn't going to be in the Disney Plus vault. Dang it, I freaking knew it was something stupid! He screamed into the night. There was nothing more for him to do but to fall into a tranquil sleep and hope that when he awoke, he was back at his undisclosed location where he had been filming YouTube videos and screaming. The end. Thank you, Gary.
Oh, yes, thank you.
All right, I've got another one for you. Let me pull it up quick.
Sorry for the coughing. I'm still getting over being sick.
All right, Rebecca, you have to come up with another bedtime story involving Ellen DeGeneres,
Okay.
Six Flags, and a photograph. Take it away, Rebecca.
First thing I think of is Ellen DeGeneres dancing in the Six Flags guy suit with the monocle dancing around. So that's what I'm thinking of. All right, so who's telling the story?
Sorry,
Yeah. Here, you hold the baby.
Okay.
All right, so we've got Ellen DeGeneres. She's in a suit, of course, and she's got a monocle. She's wandering around, and she has this picture. Really terrible, Okay, she's wandering around, and she's got this picture. She doesn't know who it is, but it's a picture, one of the pictures that you get at the end of the roller coaster.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's at Six Flags, so it has to be that. So she's wandering around, and there's this problem though. Every time she hears the Six Flags music, she has to start dancing and dancing and dancing and dancing until it stops. So sometimes she's dancing for 20 minutes because she gets stuck in an area where it's playing a lot. So she's wandering, and she's got this picture. It's a picture of a squirrel. Squirrels. There's lots of squirrels at Six Flags, but this is a specific squirrel. This is a blonde squirrel. This squirrel it's a very special squirrel. Special as in he's missing. He's a little nuts. So he lives underneath the boss. So he's been a little round. So she's looking for this squirrel. She climbs under the fence at the boss and crawls under looking for this squirrel's nest. And then she sees it. And then the squirrel's eyes bug out. And so she starts to chase him. Squirrel, 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 come back, come back. I need to play with you. I want to love on you and hug you and hold you and make you my friend. And the squirrel goes, ah! And runs away. And then he trips onto the tracks and gets his little paw caught. Then the roller coaster car is coming down the tracks. It's coming down the tracks. And then Ellen DeGeneres she sees it. She says, no! Not my blind nut squirrel! Ah! So she runs, and she gets his little paw free, but she drops her monocle. And it falls through the cracks in the track. And just as the roller coaster car comes by, they dive out of the way. And the little squirrel jumps up, and he's wearing her monocle, and he takes off. And it turns out the monocle was cursed. So now there's a blonde squirrel, running around under the boss at St. Louis Six Flags with a monocle on, and every time he hears the music, he has to do the dance. Oh yeah. And Ellen DeGeneres, she likes to eat squirrels. So she hunted down the squirrel's family and roasted them. I guess that's the end. I'm not as good at this as I thought I was going to be, but hey, maybe I'll come up with something better. You know, you're all going to, with my twisted brain,
Well, this is good practice, I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Are we going to post this one?
Yeah.
Oh.
People have been waiting to hear this.
Y'all are getting the inside. If y'all thought I was crazy before, Yeah. All right.
That story, or that suggestion was submitted by Ricky Taylor, by the way. I only said your first name at the beginning.
Oh,
Ricky Don Taylor Jr.
Lord.
So what's the next one for me?
Alright,
This will be the last one, by the way.
We've got one from Kennedy.
Kennedy who?
Kennedy Jobe.
Okay.
Or on her Facebook now is Alexandria something or other. She changed her name and now I'm confused. But anyway, you know who you are. This one is Mulan, 2019 America, and a smartphone. She says specifically a social media platform. So you have to make up a story about Mulan last year and her cell phone.
But what is the what do you mean by the social
have to
media
pick,
platform?
Like she's on either Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or YouTube or Snapchat, those kinds of things.
Okay. Once upon a time in the year of our Lord 2019, Mulan was posting things to her Pinterest. She was not just posting things to her Pinterest, but she was also coming up with posts to put on Pinterest. And she decided to put on how to do a traditional Chinese baby wrap. Because she wanted people to be able to carry their babies more comfortably without buying those expensive Moby wraps. But being that this was 2019, as soon as she posted it, within an hour or so, there were people all over her phone. It was blowing up, shouting, "Oh my gosh, this is cultural appropriation. Why are you talking about what Chinese people are doing? Blah, blah, blah." Because this is how the internet works now. And Mulan was floored. She couldn't believe that she was being antagonized just for sharing something that was already part of her culture. Because this is how the internet works now. So she decided, you know what? There's only one way to fix this. An apology video. But it was not an apology video. It was a Trojan horse apology video. She started off with all the typical things like sitting down in the chair and going, "Oh, guys, I have something to tell you." Or should I say, "Oh, guys, I have something to tell you. I messed up. I messed up because I thought that you people were smart enough to deal with an Asian lady telling you about Asian things. But I was wrong. This is a non-apology video, and I am going to kick some butt!" As Izzy waved her hands and smiled. She scrolled down the page. She turned off comments. She disabled likes and dislikes. And she said, "You all suck. You can't handle an Asian person on the internet. How are you going to be able to handle Asian people in real life? What is wrong with all of you? What is with all this white knighting BS? I've had enough." And she uninstalled Pinterest. The end. Sorry, I didn't know what to do with that one, so.
That was what I was thinking you were going to go with. That or she was like going to be an Instagram model or something and got into some bad stuff.
I don't mean to use this phrase, but as an Asian person, it is pretty bizarre to see the kind of things that people will call cultural appropriation on the internet when it's literally just Asian people sharing part of their Asian culture. Yeah, anyway, that wraps it up for this first episode. We're really glad that you guys have stuck around and wanted to hear this. You can like us on Twitter at Bedtime OTF, and you can find us on Facebook. We'll have both the links for these down at the bottom of the video. And we want to hear from you. If you liked this video, go ahead and like it and leave a comment for an unrelated person, place, and thing that you would like us to do a future episode on.
And I will try to be a little less weird and murderous next time. No guarantees, because y'all, you know me, so I'm weird.
This is Lake and Rebecca, and this has been Bedtime on the Fly. And Izzy, too. Izzy Bell. Sweet dreams, everybody. Good night, and see you next time.